All right, so this little License 6 frame nuke is the weak hive that was one of the weak hives that got robbed out about 2 weeks ago. I went ahead and closed off the entrance, opened up the top, took all the frames out one by one, just made sure there wasn't any wax moth damage or anything like that. I didn't think there would be with it being the middle of winter, but I don't really know that much about wax moth. And so I also shook all the bees off the frames. Luckily there weren't too many bees in there, but I made sure all the frames were clear of bees, put it back in, put the top on. Now I've got it here in my garage, and I'm gonna just kind of show you what I do with something like this in this situation. We don't know what's on those frames. I did see whenever I cracked this lid right here, there was a moth right on the inside edge here. I don't know what kind of moth it was. It was black. I need to kind of look up what an adult wax moth looks like, but I'm not sure. Either way, this is not, what I'm going to show you in this video is something that you should probably do on most of your dead outs if you can. In the background here, you can see I do have a spare refrigerator freezer. That's the freezer section in the bottom. So I am going to get in here. Oh, there's one bee. One bee made it in. Thought I got them all out. Stand by. Let me get rid of that. There she goes. She flew away. Okay. So I'm going to take these frames out. Pardon me, buddy.
Can I help, Daddy?
Yep. And I'm going to put them in the freezer here. I've used this before. You can see some honeys drip down right here. I've got pollen patties right there. Those are global. And I actually just took these frames out right here. These have been in the freezer for about a week. But you want to put these in there for at least 2 days. 3 days would be better. And then we're going to do that, and then I'll show you what I do with them after I have frozen them for winter storage with these, since these are already prepped and ready. All right, buddy, go ahead and pull the frame out if you can. There you go. All right. Go ahead and put it in there. So we're going to do that with every frame. I'm not going to make you watch us put all of them in the freezer, but we're going to put all of those frames in there, and then I will cut back in and show you what I do with them afterwards. All right, so before we get on to the next part of the video, I wanted to show you one of these frames here. This is a frame that I got out of a nuke last year, and I'm going to show you the other side here. I mean, it is just extremely dark. The video doesn't do it justice. It's almost black, thick, kind of disgusting comb. And, you know, in light of Bob Benny's talk at Hive Life, I'm going to take care of this and let the bees start over with fresh foundation on that. I don't know how old it is. Like I said, I got that from a nuke last year. I'm sure it was one of the guy's oldest combs, and he was just trying to filter it out of his apiary, which I understand. But since I'm already dealing with this dead out and freezing frames, I'm going to go ahead and take that opportunity to try to remedy this issue. How are we going to fix that frame, buddy?
We're going to scrape all of it off with the hive tool.
Yep. All right, so we're just going to scrape all of that old wax off with a hive tool back down to the bare foundation. If that is foundation, I'm not sure. It wasn't mine, but there's a hole on the side there I'm seeing, so probably not. There's wire, so yeah. So we'll just scrape it down to the bare wire and let the bees start over fresh with that frame. All right. All right, guys, so these are the frames that I took out of the freezer that had been in there for a couple of weeks. You can see there's a bunch of nectar in that one, a lot of bee bread in that one. So what I'm going to do for long-term storage until the spring, where I can implement these back into a hive, I'm going to store them over the winter in these. So these are extra large big bags by Ziploc. I got these on Amazon. I got them on sale last year or the year before, and I can't remember how much I paid for them, but they were cheap at the time. I don't know what current pricing is, but you can look those up on Amazon, or probably many other places that sell them, I'm not sure, but I can fit several frames into these bags. So I'm going to get these into a bag, and then I will show you what that looks like. All right, so there's what it looks like now that it's in the bags. I've got all 5 frames in there in one bag. I probably could have fit 8, 2 rows of 4, so I could have done 4 down here, 4 up here, for sure 3 and 3, but I do think 4 and 4 might have worked. And each one of those boxes has 4 bags in it, so you could do, what is that, 32 bags for one box, or 32 frames for one box. And then I just take this bag and I put it in one of those plastic storage totes, and I leave it in my garage or put it up in the attic before it gets hot outside. Once it gets hot outside, you obviously don't want it in your attic, and maybe not even your garage, so that the wax doesn't start to melt. But other than that, yeah, that's all I do. And that's worked for me over winter. Keeps any kind of critters out. The freezing kills anything that would have been in there. And then doing this in the bag and tote keeps wax moth from being able to get to it. And I know this isn't really practical for a large-scale beekeeper. This is for the backyard beekeeper, the hobby beekeeper that has a few hives, like I do. But it works well for me, so I wanted to throw it out there so that other people could try to use this for their winter storage of frames if they wanted to. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one. Say bye.